The Leica X-U may be the best waterproof camera available today, at least when your priority is photographic quality and the experience of shooting with a finely made device. As you might expect from Leica, it's pricey. It flirts with $3,000. It's made in Germany to exacting specifications, and it's an exquisitely crafted unit. It's shockproof to 4 feet, waterproof down to nearly 50 feet, and it can handle snow, wind, and dust. It's a surprisingly rugged camera for its form factor. The 16-megapixel sensor is paired with a 23mm superfast f1.7 aperture lens. It records full HD 1080p video at 30 frames per second, which, when you consider the price, is a con. We prefer 60 FPS, and while that might be forgivable in a device at a tenth of a Leica's cost, it's hard to take when we're talking $3,000. If you're still reading at this point, the Leica X-U fits a truly special niche for adventure cameras, a niche that starts with a big budget. The GoPro Hero 5 Black is actually an action camera, but it's also rugged, waterproof and shoots surprisingly decent photos. Technically, it could be the best waterproof camera for you if prefer the size and action video awesomeness. The only downside is that it does not have an optical zoom lens, but it does shoot stunning 4K video. If you shoot mostly video and only some photos, the GoPro Hero 5 Black is for you. The great thing about the Hero 5 Black is how usable it now is for non-action fanatics. The new touchscreen interface is better than ever, and the screen helps you see in-frame shots, as well as review what you managed to capture. Unlike previous black or silver GoPro versions, the Hero 5 Black is fully waterproof without the usual included clear case. It boasts stereo audio recording and great wind reduction capabilities. The camera shoots 12-megapixel stills. The 12.1-megapixel Canon PowerShot D30 is waterproof down to a whopping 82 feet, shockproof from 6.5 feet, and freeze-proof to 14 degrees, and heat-resistant to 104 degrees. It has a 5x optical zoom. Quick question, is the 12.1-megapixel rating substandard compared to 16 megapixels in similar waterproof cameras? Not necessarily, because the sensors and even the best waterproof cameras aren't always able to collect and record light for each and every pixel, which often leaves you with noisy photos when shooting in tough conditions. The PowerShot D30 captures full HD video at 1080p at 24 FPS. You can choose from 24 shooting modes. The 16-megapixel Olympus TUF TG870 is waterproof to 50 feet, shockproof from 7 feet, freeze-proof to the standard 14 degrees, and crush-proof to 220 pounds, for back pocket toughness. It has a 5x optical zoom, image stabilization, offers continuous shooting modes, and takes full HD video at 1080p at 60 frames per second. While these features are expected in the best waterproof cameras in 2017, the TG870 has two standout features. The first is a flip-up rear LCD screen. Why? It makes taking selfies a breeze, helping you ensure that your outdoor vistas are properly framed behind your face. And the second interesting feature? A super-wide 21mm, equivalent, lens that Olympus claims is the widest lens found in any rugged camera. It captures 25% more than the typical 28mm equivalent lenses in most other waterproof cameras. The 16.4-megapixel Fujifilm FinePix XP120 is waterproof to 65 feet, shockproof to 5.8 feet, and freeze-proof to 14 degrees. It has a 5x optical zoom with a 28mm wide-angle setting and optical image stabilization. It can capture up to 10 frames per second at full resolution with a handy dedicated continuous shooting button on the back of the camera. It also lets you shoot full HD movies at 1920 by 1080 at 60 FPS, along with a wind filter setting to reduce wind noise. The FinePix XP120 includes action camera mode, which fixes the camera's lens to 18mm and turns off the rear LCD so you can mount the camera to your body and shoot longer while saving battery life. We're big fans of the newly updated 16-megapixel Nikon COOLPIX W300 and also liked its predecessor, the Nikon COOLPIX AW130. The biggest improvement in new W300 is the ability to shoot 4K video up to 30p and Full HD video at 1920 by 1080 at 60p, which is a great all-around setting for most people. As for the waterproof camera rugged specs, it is waterproof to 100 feet, shockproof from 7.9 feet, and freeze-proof to 14 degrees. It boasts built-in GPS, along with an altimeter and depth gauge, Wi-Fi, and now Bluetooth connectivity, too. The optical zoom is 5x and the maximum aperture is f2.8, which is relatively fast for waterproof cameras and helps it take decent photos in dimly lit situations. The lens is a 24mm zoom Nikon wide-angle lens. The W300 boasts 5-axis vibration reduction, which suppresses camera shake during video shooting. The 12-megapixel Olympus TG5 is waterproof down to 50 feet, and with its accessories, it may be the most versatile rugged camera available in 2017. It offers built-in Wi-Fi connectivity with iOS and Android mobile devices, which lets you control the camera remotely, even going so far as to let you control the 4x optical zoom, select shooting modes, use the cell timer, and trip the shutter, handy for loners and group shots in the backcountry. The TG5 also includes GPS, an electronic compass, barometer and thermometer. These sensors work with Olympus's new field sensor system to automatically record tracking data with simple on-off switch. Better yet, you can overlay this over the top of your videos. In addition, it is the only rugged and waterproof point-and-shoot camera that has the ability to shoot RAW photos, which lets more experienced photographers edit their photos with more precision. Another claim to fame in the TG5 is its relatively fast f2.0 aperture lens compared to most waterproof cameras. Up close and